Ladies and gents, welcome to the first round of Hidden Cup 5 qualifiers. We've got Uzzi, Mexican player who's reached 2K5 on the ladder. That's like top 30, top 40-ish, maybe even above that in terms of online ladder rankings. And then we've got Prisma, who's an 18-year-old who's reached around 23 or 2,400 elo at times. Also very active on the ladder. Now, neither of these players are necessarily favorites to qualify for the main event, but there's a $10,000 prize pool in this qualifier, which is unprecedented for the scene. And even just winning this series would give them $150 minimum, which isn't too bad for 3 games. So, Uzzi in the blue. We've got Prisma in the yellow. These are the colors they've chosen. And I have big trees on. We'll try and get the small trees on for the next one, but a little too late. Now, it's Mongols for Prisma, which is a bit surprising. This isn't a map that has a ton of hunt on it, but still there is hunt, which you could see Prisma's taking advantage of. And then the Japanese, which is a little bit more expected, I think. The Japanese just so flexible on a map where you need that flexibility with wood and fishing. So already I can kind of say that the big thing with the Mongols is early feudal. And then potentially early castle as well. Like, Mongols can really snowball some of that early pressure and feudal into a faster castle age. But both of them have main golds that are on hills and right smack dab in front of the base. Now, they don't know where the enemy is yet, but this is as bad but also fair as it could get in terms of the golds. The one thing that I think players need to get used to with this version, I think they need to get used to giving up their main gold from time to time and going for other golds. This gold is more than reasonable. This gold is more than reasonable. Sometimes this just will happen. But just because there's more gold here doesn't mean you necessarily have to take that risk, right? So, Cross is what this map is called. And the devs have a map in the game called Four Lakes. Now, they probably did that to make it a little bit more understandable for people who are new, that they could understand what the map is just by the name of it. But I would like to think that like 10% of the reason for the devs to name it Four Lakes instead of Cross is to be confusing. This map was always called Cross for years and years, but it does make sense to name it Four Lakes for the DE version. Now, when Four Lakes was initially introduced into DE, there was way more fish, and it was like, and I think it still does. I think there's like maybe 12 deep fish. Cross here, you've got just 8. The idea is for the fish to be important, but not everything, which the heavier fish maps can kind of lead to. Scouting really important here. And Uzzi found the main golds already from Prisma. And then Prisma hasn't found the enemy yet, did scout the water, didn't see anything, and now moves forward. And scouting is king here, guys. Scouting the opponent's opening on land, but also where they are on water is crucial here. The version of Capture Age I use is not public, no. There is Capture Age that has a lot of data you could use, but the skin that I have is just mine. Sorry. Andy Ruski says you explain this every time. Do you want me to not explain things, Andy? What are we doing? Are we just chilling? If you would like, what we can do... Wow, Uzzi was really late with the boar. If you would like in Dark Age, what I can do is I could just follow the scout and just sit here. And I don't know. You'll begin to realize how boring this may actually be if no one's speaking over it. That's the alternative. It's possible. Nice scouting here from Prisma. Sees the TC. Will also be very happy to see this gold. Mongols is interesting. So, back to the matchup. I consider Uzzi a favorite. I haven't seen a lot from Prisma in his career on mixed maps. And we've got Islands as the home map for Uzzi. And then we have Gold Rush as the home map for Prisma. Should be interesting. All right. Scout moving around. Prisma very aggressive. Villager from Uzzi. Feels like a walling villager, but could be a sneak to dock down here. I got my headphones as part of my subscription to the Radio Shack membership program. It was a really good deal. Thanks for asking. A lot of people don't know about that. All right, walling up. You want to wall up against the Mongols? 5 fishing ships for Uzzi. No barracks yet. This is really greedy. 5 fishing ships as well here for Prisma. No barracks yet. Oh, no, there is a barracks. Okay. Stable going up. Will be scouts. Villager here will likely go down. Can Uzzi quick wall? Best of 3s are so brutal. Everyone hates them because anything can happen. The favorites could go down, and Uzzi fails to get the quick wall. That is really nice find from Prisma. Already being aggressive. And will end up losing this scout if he doesn't run away. Needs to run away. Actually, I think Prisma wins this. Whoa! Prisma wins that. That's huge. What a start. That's an amazing start. Losing your scout on this map is brutal because you're going to see players move out to different pawns, right? Right now, it feels like Uzzi's not interested in doing that. This is a shaky start for Uzzi. Barracks is extremely delayed. Losing the villager there is not the, like... That's not necessarily rust, but he seems terrified. Okay, but now he's changed his strategy, and he's just going to go spear defense and walls. And then fish booming heavily on this pond. Here comes Prisma. The player's name is Prisma. He's playing on an account where he's called himself Prismelf. I think I'm supposed to call him Prisma. This is me subtly saying that I hate it when players do this. It's like, great opportunity for me. T90's casting me in his Hidden Cup qualifiers and thousands of people don't know who I am. This is my time. And then like Licks, I guess he's been around forever. It's like Ema 003, Fire, playing with the name Gordo. Like, I'm trying to be as professional as possible for the scene here, people. And then I had someone get upset because I called Fire Gordo, but that was the name he was playing on. Sorry, Fire's catching strays right now. Really like how the opening has gone for Prisma. And going archers already. Wow. Super early archer switch. And happy enough with 6 fishing ships back here. You know, Mongols don't really have bonuses surrounding fishing more. Japanese do, so that's going to be a villager from Uzzi to go fish. Uzzi adding scouts. But again, it's been really awkward for Uzzi here at the start, and there's already the first archer here. Good decision here from Uzzi. Just back away to the TC for now. Losing this spearman, though. Man. I mean, if you didn't know the players, and you didn't hear what I'd said, you would look at this and you would say that Prisma is the heavy favorite. This has been shaky for Uzzi. And, like, I consider him in shape. He's playing ranked a lot. He's playing very smooth. Oh, this is important. Both players are going to think they have a free fish boom here. We'll see if they find each other. Japanese bonuses haven't really played out that strong. Prisma with 8 scouts, with archers as well. Behind this, able to farm, taking the berries too. Playing full open, full army. Let's go. I like it. But has to be careful. That's big investment. We'll try and break through on this side. Sees that Uzzi's making scouts. This one mistake. You overextend, potentially. Your scouts run into the spears, and you could have some big regrets here. But I'm really liking the position right now for Prisma. He's even getting forging. Man, I love this. 18 years old, first round of the quali, coming in as a bit of an underdog. And just going for it, man. I thought Uzzi would maybe counterattack here, but Uzzi's terrified about this. I think once you get the house wall down, though, it's a good potential for counterattacking. Yeah, so you see how both players are fishing here? Players scouting that the other player's there could be a really big deal. Archer here gets found by the scouts, but he meets up with the other archers. More aggression coming in. Archers, scouts, spearmen coming over here for Uzzi now. The army is way better for Prisma, though. Prisma's had such a clean game. Actually made a militia by mistake. Because of the nerves and because of a misclick. But it happens. There we go. I think you've got to fight the army right now if you're Prisma. Kind of hard to see here because we've got the big trees, but the archers need to focus down the spears. If the archers are focusing down the spears, Prisma will clear everything. I'm still seeing Spearmen in there. I'm still seeing Spearmen. That is a disastrous fight. And Uzzi ends up clearing it up and also will clear up the militia. And man, oh man, isn't that like such a relatable thing for many of you guys out there. You do so well. You get to such a good position, but then you miss micro it slightly. And the opponent still has a chance. Again, they're both still fishing heavily in the north. This is going to be extremely messy as we see more scouts for Prisma and we see more archers as well. But now that the scouts are kind of out of the picture, like that big group of them, Uzzi can just play into archers of his own, and it becomes an archer micro game. And does still need to be careful because the scout's having upgrades, and nice find there from Prisma to get a couple more kills. Can you guys see, can you feel the tourney nerves here? I love this. You just get used to like perfection from the really big guys. When you're looking at top 100 players in a quali like this, you see the messiness, you see the... You understand the moment. It's so fun. Prisma continues to knock on the door here. This is a big deal, guys. Prisma went to dock here and now knows that Uzzi is here and now should make fire galleys in that area. Prisma gonna sell all the stone. What? Getting rid of the stone with a forward gold's crazy. That could be something that he regrets later on. Good aggression here, though, continues. Good picks. Forcing Uzzi back, and will soon click up to the Castle Age. Is making fires in the north. Uzzi hasn't noticed this. Uzzi will lose these fishing ships, and Uzzi uses the market. And Uzzi's going to buy his way up. Neither player has stone. I mean, this has gone... In a clean game, you're up the Castle Age at 20 minutes. These guys have both just clicked. I think they both recognize how messy this is right now. Oh, wow. Okay, archers are through. Yet again, Uzzi has to go home. This is big for Prisma. Double range for Prisma, still making archers all the time. Really impressive. In the end, these archers could get caught out, though, and you lose 4 archers with nothing to show for it, and you might regret it. Prisma's micro. Does he find the kills? He's going to get 1. He's going to get 2. He's going to get 3. That was so well played. He actually got the weak one there. So he kills 3. He loses 4. Not that big a deal. Still camping the production. Still all over Uzzi. And Prisma will also have control of the north. I don't even know if it's truly worth it for Uzzi to try and fight back on one dock, but Uzzi doesn't know that it is double dock commitment from Prisma. From what Uzzi sees, it would make sense to think that is a new dock. Japanese fish, of course, will stick around for a long time. This screams forward Siege Workshop to me with that gold being there. But also, a defensive Siege Workshop is also kind of good because you're so close. Look at the amount of vills on gold, man. Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh, man. Uzzi. I played Uzzi a bunch. I played Uzzi maybe like 100 plus times in my career, and he always finds a freaking way. He's so good at staying alive, and this is a good example of it. And Prisma needs some more buildings here. He'll drop the university, maybe a building he wants anyways. He's going to still want to apply pressure with the Siege Workshop. Prisma losing some archers because of the counterattack. Bit of inefficiency here, but still overall it should be okay. As long as he pays attention to his numbers. Ooh, he's getting whittled down here before the upgrades come in. And now there's still army sitting here. Uzzi's done a great job. But if this army gets through before he has siege, he could have problems. Uzzi's done an incredible job with that counterattack. Wow, he's going to find great picks here. And this is where you begin to feel it a little bit if you're Prisma. Because when you know, you're like, players will get a sense that, you know, they're ahead and they should be doing more. Oh, Prisma, is he going to continue to be aggressive? Of course he is. Of course he is. But how far can he go in here before this becomes a problem? He's seen a Siege Workshop and crossbows. Uzzi's Archer Micro is sick. Uzzi's still here. Uzzi's still microing. He's micro down the crossbow. Amazing play from Uzzi. What a hold here from him. And his siege is about to pop as well. This is just... Dude, we've got the nerdy mode for a reason, guys. That's amazing that he was still microing that. Now you're starting to see the skill with the multitasking. Prisma gets a big kill, and he was also able to escape with the crossbows. And now if he could just kill this, he's stabilized. He's got the fishing ship lead. He's got the crossbow lead. He's got the siege lead. And he's got the hill on the front. And I mean, the counterattack was needed. It was good from Uzzi, but I don't know if it's enough. Once all these crossbowmen go forward, there's an even bigger group to constantly threaten Uzzi. Crazy. Do you guys think, would it be beneficial for you for me to put their elo on the screen if you don't know who the players are? I saw a couple questions. I do say what they've reached. Should I put their max or should I put their current elo? That would require a bit of research right now. I think Prisma's max is probably 2K4 and Uzzi's is maybe 2K5. Current, in my opinion? Okay, well, if someone could fact check, if someone could look right now, I could put it up there. Prisma's aggression is insane. Crop shot. Yep, clicks the farm. Villagers coming forward to repair. I think Prisma has the right idea. He just needs to stick to the hills here. Stick to the hills, and honestly, at this point, this is where you might want to expand to a second TC. Okay, Uzzi's 2K5, Prisma's 2K2. Wow, okay. Well, we don't really have a ton of time right now because of the aggression. I'm telling you, Uzzi's such a little snake, man. He's always slithering back to your base. This is so good because he's defending enough with the siege. The siege can technically defend it all. And oh no, Prisma! Prisma doesn't know because he's looking on the front all the time. And now he knows. And Uzzi can tie up the Vil count. Look at this eco! This eco, none of his eco is working except for the fishing ships and 2 farms. What a counterattack. And still, Uzzi could go down. Still, he could die. Now, Prisma's going to be looking at home. Attack round. Oh, good micro. God, we've got siege here. We've got siege here. We've got siege here. What a crazy game. But Uzzi, his counterattacking has kept him alive in this. Big shot. Gets the shot. Gets the kill. Crossbow split needed. He should get it. Split. Splits. Oh, no. Prisma can kill Uzzi now. Prisma with the same energy could kill this Mangonel, maybe. Oh my goodness, this is a ridiculous game. You got a double back here or an attack rounds could kill you, Prisma. Oh, he's just able to get away. There are yellow dots fully surrounding the blue here. This is ridiculous. Still crossbows over here. A Scorpion was killed by Uzzi's crossbows. These units have 16 kills. Uzzi's still alive. Uzzi's still finding Vil picks. And now Prisma, trying to balance out some eco here, is really struggling for gold and wood. Like, look, no villagers on wood, and now is to pull the villagers off of gold. I think Uzzi wins this game. Boom! Uzzi can still take gold for now, and he can still take wood. Oh, man. I mean, this is a crazy one, man. But Prisma still does not have wood income. And that is a big concern. These Mangonels are going through, though. Wow, what a crazy player. Uh-oh. Full micro. Boom. Good split. The eco is a disaster, though. And Uzzi continues to move with these crossbows while he defends. Not a good spot to be with your Mangonels. You could lose 2 to a good attack round. Let's see if it happens. Oh. All right. It's wild to me. Uzzi's about to run out of gold. They're both going to have resource problems. Big shot. The crossbows have found the gold. Uzzi just constantly repositioning with these crossbows. More villagers will die. Uzzi takes the villager lead. Prisma has a massive score lead. And Prisma's got 2 weak Mangonels. No! He loses both of them! And Uzzi, the favorite, wins the game. Prisma calls it. What a comeback from Uzzi. That was heart racing, man. That was ridiculous. It's just like, when you listen, in a crossbow Mangonel war, Uzzi did something which is really smart, and I'm going to simplify it for you guys, okay? You sometimes have to think, like, what what can I defend with, right? And if your opponent has mangonels at your base, you never want your crossbows there to defend. You can use just siege with good micro to beat siege and crossbow, and then send the crossbows to the other guy's base. And that's what he did. Now, don't ask me how he was able to sneak away. I actually would like to go back. Okay, so there's the army. Okay, so it's like right here. Like, he really had to go a long way around. Prisma just missed him. But, you know, he was able to find a way to sneak out. And then he figures, like, this mangonel is my savior at home. And the crossbows could do the rest of the job. Wow. Someone says early GG. Maybe a little bit of an early GG. But, I mean, these crossbows are still going to kill 5 to 10 more eco. It's likely that with he's seen his opponents on 2 TCs to produce more vills. The population, I agree, is really close. But we get to see that. Prisma just sees that he's been off of Golden Wood for a long time. Messy game. Messy game. Really fun stuff. That's a big one in a best of 3. Uzzi's nerves are going to calm down way more now because of that. And he was somehow able to bring a game back from the dead. Prisma had multiple opportunities to finish. Prisma loses this game for the same reason he got ahead. And the reason is because he is so YOLO and so aggressive. The best players in the world, they're going to have calculated aggression into good economy and defense. And Prisma just has 0 defense there, which is what hurt him so much. Let's see what happens next. All right, game 2. Man, game 1 was so nerve-wracking, man. And Uzzi gets through that and now gets Saracens, a great camel civilization, against Franks. That feels like a really solid matchup for Saracens. As if this game isn't too messy. The map is Gold Rush. Lots of gold in the middle. Lots of wolves in the middle. There's limited gold at the player bases. There's 7 tiles to work with before you have to move to the middle. More excuse me, more than enough to take you onwards to Castle Age. It's late Castle Age, early Imperial Age where you really need to take a push to the middle. The Franks are really smooth economic civ and can go for lots of scouts, which is what Prisma did in game number 1. But again, I would be concerned with this matchup. I think if it's Camel Arbalest, Franks would struggle a bit to deal with the Saracens. Also, I feel like Uzzi's civilizations click a lot more for game 3 because he's got Armenians, which I think is one of the best island civs right now. And Prisma would have Celts and Huns. But of course, this is the qualifier to get to the main event. It's just the first round. I think whoever wins here is unlikely to make the main event. But the idea, if you make the main event, is the 16 best players are playing on hero name accounts that are supplied to them. And they do not know who they are playing. And then we, viewers, and caster, I guess, do not know who is who. So it's guessing game slash, really in-depth strategy, I guess. Okay, I want to talk about one aspect of the Hidden Cup main event that I think is really helpful with the whole strategy side to explain, okay? This is like, this is public info, but it's not really the part that you really think about. So, for this Hidden Cup, what we're doing, so we're talking 16 players, right? In the past, it was like the players give the admin a time that they, like times that are best for them to play. And then, you know, they try and agree on a time. And then players could, in theory, play at various times over a couple-day period, right? But let's just say, like, let's say I'm in Hidden Cup and Dave's in Hidden Cup. Obviously will never happen, especially the second one. But let's say that's happening. And, like, Dave and I are training partners in that scenario. If I reach out to Dave midday and Dave doesn't respond to me for 3 hours, and all week we've been training and training and training, I would then assume, oh, I'm probably not playing Dave because he was probably playing his series. Does that make sense? Or it's like, hey, Dave, I'm not available on Thursday at this time. And then you're like, why is he not available? There's ways to get like an idea of like, okay, well, maybe he's not my opponent, right? There's subtle clues. This Hidden Cup, when the players have to play their games, every single series is happening at the exact same time. It is pre-established. So we say, hey, Get on your accounts, show up at this time, speak to the admins, they'll set it up. So then everyone's playing at the same time for the first round. Everyone's playing at the same time for the second round. So there's none of that like, oh, my teammate wasn't available for 3 hours. I think that's not him, right? Because the players aren't supposed to share who they are, obviously, which is a big part of Hidden Cup, which we have to go by honor code. But it just kind of adds an element where there couldn't be more like clues put together, right? The other thing that's really cool, so round 1 and round 2 of Hidden Cup are completed before we even broadcast one game. Because we cast a lot of it via Rex, right? The only thing that's not Rex is the semis and the final, which is the final weekend. So what that means is, right? Let's say you have a strategy on Gold Rush, which you think is absolutely unbeatable. It is so good, no one will ever beat you, right? Any other tournament, you use that first round, other people say, oh, okay, that's cool. I'm going to try that. And then, everyone does it. Hidden Cup, by the time you find out what Ghoul's strategy was used that works really well, you probably already lost to it. Or it already happened for 2 rounds. That make sense? So we'll cover the round of 16 over 4 days. That's the broadcast schedule. We then cover the quarterfinals over 2 more days. And then going into the semis, players can have informed opinions on what the players did. They can guess themselves who they think is who based on their play style, see the meta, it's whatnot on the new maps, etc. But there's a lot more hidden aspect to strategies because no one's going to get to just like copy you unless, of course, they make it to the semis. So that's how the previous ones worked, in that the first 2 rounds were like kind of played behind closed doors, never shown, never seen. But I don't think a lot of people knew that. And so for those of you that like really like the tiny details of Hidden Cup, there you go. That makes sense. Okay, scouts here for Uzzi. And then we've got scouts from Prisma as well. No shocker here for the Frank player to go scouts. Barry's in a bit of an awkward position for Prisma. Same for Uzzi. You can see a bit more of a natural wall here. The lumber camp actually is awful for Uzzi, so it's good that he has another one. It's like if he placed it here or here, it would have been fine. He probably didn't know there were no trees here. I would like to know if the names are AI names. They're not AI names. They are historical names within the game. Some of them are AIs. Some of them, majority of them are hero units, which is technically what we did. Like for example, like in the previous Hidden Cup, I think we only had one AI name. I think that was King Sancho, because I don't know. But I think King Sancho, he didn't have his own unit, but he was like a historical figure. So yeah, you probably meant AI names, but technically it's not AI names. Nice snipe there from Prisma. Man, Prisma's so aggressive. There's clearly a theme, right? Prisma goes for the early aggression, and Uzzi plays towards more defense. This could be an overchop here in a second. But yeah, I actually haven't officially decided how I'm going to reveal the hero names yet. I wouldn't mind input on that. So basically, I have 2 options. We wait until midway through next week. I announce 14 of them right then and there, all 14. And then there's a community vote for the final 2. Or, starting in like 2 days, I reveal 3 of them and hype it up. Then another 2 to 3 days, I reveal 3 more. Then another 2 to 3 days, I reveal 3 more, and then so on. And then also still do the vote. I think in terms of strategy... Oh god, scouts are about to be through here. I think it's best to kind of trickle them a little bit. I think that's fun. But I think some of you guys are like, give me the information now! You know? So for you guys, you might not want the slow fade. But we could focus a little bit more on the units, you know. We'll see. So Uzzi, I mean, super defensive play. Super. And it's like, again, I consider it to be very sloppy Dark Ages compared to what I know he's capable of. And Prisma, more aggression. The scouts and archers, same deal as we saw in the previous game. And yet again, like kind of a step ahead. And this wood line's going to be a problem for Uzzi. The archers could sit behind it. The house is easy to focus down. Like, this is really awkward for Uzzi at the moment. How do you keep each player from viewing game recs from other sets once the tournament is started? It's all private recs, right? So they won't be on player profiles. They won't be available for anyone to download. The only people that will have the recs are the players themselves who just played their round. And then the only way they see the recs is once they are covered live. That's a nice find there from Uzzi. He builds another house. He then kills that one archer. That's the problem with trickling the archers in. Prisma, realizing this could be a problem, now going to back away. Similar to what Uzzi did last time. And Uzzi ended up getting a really nice fight in this situation last time because enough spears were alive to kill the scouts. And it seems similar here, actually. Because there's another spearman following. Scouts will kill the archers. Oh, man. Uzzi is just good enough, man. And all of a sudden, that pressure's kind of off his back. He's used the market. He's going to click up. And Saracens are really good in Castle Age. Look at this comment. Someone says, I trust T90 to deliver the info exactly as I would like. Well, thank you for the faith you have in me. Actually, that might... I think that you don't have faith in me and you're trying to trick me. Oh, man, what was deleted here? I think Prisma tried to delete a house or a palisade and deleted the barracks. Oh, boy. And now can't make spearmen. I think we're definitely seeing tourney nerves from Prisma. Clearly, there's good skill here. Prisma might even feel more nervous and maybe perhaps frustrated because the other game could have been a victory. Maybe should have been a victory. But experience is huge. Like, this is why I said earlier, everyone who's talented on the ladder needs to play tournaments. You need to lose a bunch. You need to feel the nerves. You need to get used to that. And, you know, Prisma being 18, obviously he's got a long life ahead of him. I think he should continue to sign up, continue to compete. He's got a lot of potential as a player. Entire sets can be won or lost just because of nerves. And oh man, Uzzi, I mean, really being greedy here, really greedy. He wants to go into some stable units here. I would say it actually makes sense for Uzzi to open with knights here, because while camels are strong in this matchup, the camels won't offer much against scouts and archers combined. Just such a good job. He could pick off free archers if he wants to here. See how things go. How do you prevent yourself as a caster from being spoiled by the amount of Rex you're sent? So in any tournament that is handled with Rex, this is not exclusive to Hidden Cup. If it's whatever it's best of, you receive that many Rex. So even if a best of 5 goes to, you know, it's only 3 games, you still are given a recorded game pack with 5 Rex. It's just that, like, 2 of those Rex are just games from other games, right? So yeah, that's easy enough to avoid. You just always receive the max amount of games as Rex. That's always how it's handled. Obviously, that would be horrible to, you know, spoil yourself. But that's a good question. I think a lot of people don't know that, so. But that's done in every tournament. Okay, Knights from Uzzi. So, like I said, this is a good choice. But his eco is really, like... It's not the best, but he's going to drop the second TC to make it better. In the end, Prisma, he's going to have archers hiding in the corner. Should be able to take care of this with these archers. But if it was, like, I think 5 knights, it would be a real problem until he gets upgrades. These archers can also sit in a choke point, which 2 knights can't really do too much about. Oh, no, Prisma, but he's still... Uzzi's still kind of hunting him down. Uzzi with some good patience here as well. Yep, he's going to find him. And, oh, this is brutal. Like, the matchup is already not great in the long run. But then you lose every single archer here. Not a good position to be in right now if you're Prisma. Because that archer mass was critical. If you had 20 crossbows in combination with knights, you don't need to worry against camels as Franks. But now, you're down to 7 archers. You might have 10. Upgrading 10 doesn't feel like it'll bring you that much value. Do you know the players and their aliases, or only admin knows? No. I don't know. I'm also guessing. If you've watched Hidden Cups in the past, get used to me being very certain I know who the players are and being wrong. I had some bad ones in Hidden Cup 3. I was better in Hidden Cup 4. I was very good in Hidden Cup 4. But in Hidden Cup 3, I was certain that, like, that I thought Doubt and Tato were Max and Velez. And I was wrong. I go into every Hidden Cup saying don't guess a lot, but then I get so excited because, like, obviously I want there to be a good show, but also it's fun for me, so I just can't not guess at times, you know? Remember Hidden Cup 3, Dave being certain after the quarterfinal that Viper was already out? I remember that. Yeah, we ended like a 12-hour day, and Dave ended. It was the perfect sign-off. He ended the day saying that. But Viper baited everyone so hard because he played like other players' styles. He went like guard towers to act like Tato. He did like forward villagers to act like Max. Nice finds there from Prisma. He really needed some Vil picks. 4 villager picks. That's not bad. And 2 TCs for Prisma. Still going crossbows. Eco's still pretty good here. Still very doable depending on how fights go. Pretty boomy game. Players have spawned pretty close to one another multiple times today on Gold Rush. It seems like this generation is a bit more likely than players might think. But yeah, good time for questions if you guys have them. Happy to answer it right now. Seems like Uzzi should have enough to defend from these crossbows. Prisma has to be really careful here. T90, what happens when a player accidentally spoils who they are? In what capacity do you mean? If they share information with other players, they get a prize pool deduction. And it's a significant one. Because it defeats the point of the event. Boom! Prisma getting destroyed! There should be no way to accidentally do it. It would have to be intentional, right? Big kills there. And this just comes back to the crossbow mass problem we talked about before. But what that did do for Prisma is it gave him a little bit of time, and he drops TC number 3, just 5 villagers behind. Franks have cheap castles. He's going to have knights and crossbows, which can still do pretty good things against Uzzi's army. And Uzzi's knights are not scalable. To me, I think Uzzi, because of how greedy he's playing, he could get called out here when he's trying to build a castle. I don't think he's expecting Prisma to always have so much army coming forward. This timing could be amazing here for Uzzi. Especially because his knights are over here. I think he's going to move out. I think the Vils are coming right now. Let's see. Good job from Prisma. He continues to overchop these woodlines, but then re-wall. Really nice job, actually. And kills another villager. Now, the army is here, so now there's reason for Uzzi to maybe go build that castle up on that hill, but he really doesn't have defensive army right now. More house walls, though. And the villagers could still die due to the crossbows. 6 villagers killed. Prisma, crazy aggressive. And Uzzi continuing to make more and more knights with the Civ that doesn't get Cavalier. I think you would need to have the second armor upgrade on the knights to be able to take a good engagement against this many crossbows. The knights here from Prisma can kill the siege. Oh, but he's completely... Oh, is he going for the monk? He's tried to go for the monk, but monks can hop into TCs. This Prisma guy has no fear. He's crazy aggressive. I love this. I think, like, strategically and in terms of calmness and whatnot, I think Uzzi's in the better spot as a player, but I think skill-wise and speed, Prisma is the superior player. So it's a really fun matchup. Uzzi, I think he invites a lot of pressure and is able to find his way out of it. But right now, man, some risky moves. Like this TC could have so easily been denied. But Prisma's just looking for another way to fight. Another way in. Has just transferred villagers to stone. Franks have cheap castles. Kind of hard to break Uzzi here, though. Vill count is evened out with 10 villager kills from Prisma. Crazy unit control. This TC going up, though, is such a big deal. Oh, man. I think Prisma's heart is going to sink when he sees this. Because he's been thinking I've been denying gold from this guy. Now that TC's up, you don't really know where to go. You could add a Siege Workshop here and start to pressure that. Maybe a Siege Workshop even in the middle. We actually have villagers coming. +2 attack now for the knights. I really like how Uzzi's produced so many knights with the crossbows. Also the +2 armor. Also mixing in the camels now. All makes sense. Siege, though, probably not going to offer too much. Maybe I'm jinxing, though. Maybe I'm jinxing. It's a decent shot. Siege goes down. Oh! Oh, that's horrible for Prisma! Oh, that's horrible. Oh, that's disastrous. He needed those crossbows, and the camels and the knights having the upgrades they do can get the full clear up. And now you don't, without the crossbow mass, you just completely toast against the amount of army here. And he knows it. He calls the GG. It's a shame for Prisma. I don't know what he just said. Maybe good luck in the tourney or something along those lines. But it's a shame for Prisma because he really had an opportunity to win the first game. And we could have, after this result, been going to a third game. But wasn't able to finish off Uzzi. Uzzi does a great job at staying alive. And yeah, he wishes him good luck. Yep, it was a good series. I think Uzzi, I pretty much just said it. I think he's a little bit more relaxed. And he's a bit more strategic. I think Prisma is very aggressive, but lacks experience with some strategy and whatnot. At this level, you start to match up against players who are really good at finding ways to come back, which is what Game 1 is a good example of. And I'm sure Prisma in ranked games is used to just killing people with the army and having that be enough. So hopefully we'll see more Prisma in the future, but Uzzi moves on. Good game. Good game. Here's the APM for those that are curious. So yeah, Prisma faster. Consistently faster. But economically, Uzzi still, well, actually, his eco was behind, but he took really good fights. And I think this is also just not a good draft from Prisma. Playing Franks into Saracens would have been like Huns against Armenians for islands. I think he's got to get better there too. But the only way you get better at drafting is play more tournaments. If you're just playing a lot of ranked 1v1s on Arabia, you're not going to get that experience, right? GG.